Hi, everyone. Welcome to Backstage with Speaking Your Brand. I'm Carol Cox, the founder and CEO of Speaking Your Brand. And with me today is Diane Diaz, our lead speaking coach.
Hello, everybody.
We are excited to bring you today the behind the scenes of the how and the why we decided to create a new course called Power Up Your Personal Brand as a speaker and a thought leader. And for those of you who know Speaking Your Brand, you know, of course, that we do a lot around public speaking and thought leadership. And your personal brand really is the foundation for so much of what you do because it helps you to attract the clients you want, attract the speaking engagements you want, and the other visibility opportunities that you want, whether that's podcast, guest invitations, even awards, nominations for awards, really high profile speaking opportunities. All of those come by having a really strong foundation with your personal brand. And so we're going to dive in today as far as how we decided to create this course in the sense of what we were listening to from our clients and what they told us about what they needed and how we decided to create the content around that. We'll also talk about how you know it's a good time to create a course in your business. There are definitely certain milestones that you probably will have want to reach in your business to start thinking about creating a course. We'll talk about the different ways you can use a course in your business. So depending on your business model, how you use your course will vary. And so we'll talk about how courses fit into our business model here at Speaking Your Brand. We'll also talk pricing. So how do we decide to price the courses that we put out and the different ways that we do promotions, discounts, and offers for our courses, depending on what we're doing. And of course, we'll also take your questions. So if you have questions, let us know in the chat. I'm going to go over to the comment section here. If you're watching live, say hi to us so that we know that you're here. And again, feel free to ask questions now or anytime along the way. So let's go ahead and dive in first, Diane, with, oh, hi, Sheldon. Nice to see you. Great topics. Yes. So let's dive in first, Diane, with why we decided to create this course in the first place. And this really came from you. We were chatting about it a few months ago, and you said, hey, you know, what about creating a course around personal branding? So why did this bubble up for you?
Yeah, I mean, we get a lot of, or at least I do, and I think you probably do too, get a lot of questions from clients when they're working on their thought leadership or kind of defining their voice. And these questions come up around, well, what is my personal brand? Also, when they're working on their LinkedIn profiles, who am I? What is my personal brand? What does that mean? Is it my business? Is it me? Is it both? So we get a lot of questions around that. And so I think personal branding personally is the foundation for everything that you do, whether you own a business or you work in a corporation, it doesn't really matter. Everybody has a personal brand. So that is the foundation for everything you do. So I thought, let's give sort of that foundational component to get everybody on sort of a level playing field with us as far as their understanding of who they are, what they stand for, how that comes across, where that comes across, and how that plays into every single place where they show up.
And we hear this a lot, I know, from clients and other women that we talk to, that they feel like a personal brand should be siloed and separate from their business brand. And especially we see this from a lot of women who come from corporate or come from a career and then go into entrepreneurship. And because it is different when you have a corporate career compared to being an entrepreneur. And that is something that we talk about in the personal brand course, is how to think about your personal brand and your business brand. And hint, they are really the same thing. So we'll give you a hint there, but we dive deeper into that in the course, and we give you examples of what that looks like. I talk about what that looks like for me in Speaking Your Brand, but I also give examples from other women, other clients who have done a great job of blending their business and their personal brand. Because really, as entrepreneurs, as small business owners, we are the face and the voice of our business. And so our personal brand, our values, what matters to us, our vision and our mission are very much tied to what the business is doing as well. So again, if you're watching us right now, let us know, say hi in the comments. Also pose any questions that you have for us around course creation, business models, pricing, creating course content, and so on. So Diane, this is the third course that we've created. So the first one was the LinkedIn for Speakers Masterclass, which was really an excellent overview of how to optimize your LinkedIn profile to attract speaking opportunities. Then we created our webinar idea to launch course that we put out last year, because of course we all went virtual with our speaking and
Very
presentation.
timely.
So yeah, it's very timely. So how do you create virtual presentations and webinars? And in this case, it was to how to sell, so how to sell your programs on a webinar. And now this is the third course on personal branding that we've created. And so Diane, what has been, when you think about creating the course, what has been your strategy as far as determining what content to put in the course and how to organize it?
Yes, that's a great question. My strategy for how it was, sort of the structure of it and the topics, was thinking about how one of our clients, for example, could kind of go back to the basics of what the foundations are for understanding who she is and where the things that she stands for, her core values and beliefs and all of those things, where those show up, and making sure that those things come through everywhere her personal brand lives, whether it is on her website, in her speaking engagements, social media, everywhere. So I wanted this to be more of the starting point for all of the work that someone might do, building their talk, creating a webinar, pitching. This is sort of that foundational piece to get you started with a deeper understanding of who you are. So that was sort of the strategy behind how it's structured the way that it is, and the activities that you'll do in this, because of course there's worksheets, because we want you to actually do some work here and really get at these things. So that was the strategy behind all of the things that you'll find in this course.
Yes. And so the course is 6 modules, and there are 12 videos in total divided in those 6 modules. And there's worksheets to go with pretty much all of the videos. And so the way that we do it is that we create slide decks to walk through the content of the lessons that we're teaching. And then we narrate the content of those slide decks, and we make it very actionable and practical. But we also want to get you to think a little bit deeper about what it means to find your voice, what it means to use your voice, what it means to set your goals around your personal branding and thought leadership, and then how setting those goals can influence how you want to show up with your personal brand, both online and offline. And like Diane said, we're very good at, we like to give homework, worksheets for you to do that you can do online or that you can print out. We also give you the slides to download as well for each of the ones. So we really want to make sure that we give you all of the resources. And the great thing about the online course is that you can go through it at your own pace. You can even do the videos on faster speed, because I know I like to listen to podcasts on faster speed. So you can listen to the videos on faster speed if you want to. And so you really can go through it, and you can just, we obviously created the course to go through it in the order that we set the videos, but you can jump around. Like, we don't drip the content. You can just go through it and pick and choose what you want. And so, as Diane mentioned, so we set about and we kind of think about, what makes sense for you all to go through as the course viewer, as the consumer of the course, what makes sense to go through step by step. And Diane and I have been teaching college classes for over 12 years now. So we definitely have a good understanding of adult learning styles, how people like to consume courses and consume content. We have created, I think I've created like 15 different curricula for college level courses over the past 12 years. And I know, Diane, you've done the same thing. And so we've learned a lot about what works. All of the videos that we create are between 10 and 20 minutes. I think like probably 16, 17 minutes is the maximum length. And a lot of them are like the 8 to 10 minutes because we know bite-sized chunks. It makes it easier to go through and to consume. All right. So if you're joining us, say hi live or in the replay. Again, let us know what questions you have. So let's talk about now how we decided to put this, how courses fit into our business model as Speaking Your Brand. And here's the thing with online courses. A lot of people, especially, we're in 2021 now. I would say starting like in 2014, 2015 into 2016, online courses were all the rage. And actually, that's what I thought Speaking Your Brand's business model was going to be. When I first decided to launch this business in early 2015, that was what everyone did, online courses. I even took a program, like it was like a mastermind program that I joined all around creating an online course. And that was my first, what I was going to do. And then I realized that, well, number one, you need an audience to sell a course to.
A
And I
large
didn't
audience.
and I didn't have an audience yet. I was just starting out with Speaking Your Brand. So the very first thing that I did is I did an in-person workshop here in Orlando where I live. And that was the very first revenue I ever made from Speaking Your Brand was from an in-person workshop. However, so courses have taken a while for us to add into our business model because you do need to have a good size audience if you want to make it a primary revenue stream in
Yes.
your business. So for us at Speaking Your Brand, courses are not our primary revenue stream. Our primary revenue streams are the one-on-one coaching that we do and our Thought Leader Academy program. So those are the primary things that we do. And then the courses are really primarily value adds. So
Mm-hmm.
every time someone joins one of our programs, like the Thought Leader Academy, which enrollment will be opening again very soon, hint, hint, you get access to our online courses because we want to give you that content. We want to give you that training in addition to the live trainings that we do in the Thought Leader Academy. But this way you have access to those courses. So
Mm-hmm.
they're really bonuses, value adds to the work that we do. And the other thing, Diane, if you can talk a little bit about this, as far as how courses can work with speaking engagements that you do.
Yes. I love using our courses. So we'll have 3 now. I love using those as offers at speaking engagements. So if I'm going somewhere to speak about, for example, building your thought leadership by using your personal brand, this personal brand course would be a really great offer to make at the end of the speaking engagement. And that becomes a lead in for someone who maybe has never had any exposure to Speaking Your Brand, hasn't worked with us. Maybe they've heard of us, but they haven't worked with us and they don't really know what we do. It's a great lead in to show them what it is that we do. And our courses aren't just little pared down nothings of content. They're really pretty chock full of really valuable content. So when we say value add, we mean literally value. We really give a lot of value. So if I use this as an offer at the end of one of my speaking engagements and someone goes there, they're really getting something tangible. They're really getting something that they can take what they learn, they can apply it, and then they can see the value that Speaking Your Brand brings. And then hopefully that brings us new clients as well. So it's not just kind of a throwaway thing. It's something really meaningful and really, quite a lot of content. So it's a really great way to also kind of walk your talk. So if I'm out there speaking about LinkedIn strategy and I have a LinkedIn course to offer, it really shows the audience that we actually do this work and how you can apply that. So we're really kind of aligning our content with what we're speaking about. So I love it in that way.
Yes, it is a great offer. And what we usually do is we'll offer a discount
Yes.
code for that particular speaking engagement, whether it's a virtual speaking engagement or an in-person one. We'll offer a discount code of a certain dollar amount off or a certain percentage off if the people in the audience buy by a certain date. So usually we'll
Right.
give them, 48 hours or 72 hours because of course you want to incentivize them to do it sooner rather than later before they forget. So you can do it, that same day or maybe a day or two after. Give them a discount, again, to incentivize them to do it. And the great thing about having that course handy is that you're not discounting your coaching time, which
Right.
obviously, there may be a time and place where you want to do that, but when you're speaking to an audience, you don't all of a sudden want 10 people who book
Right.
discounted coaching sessions with you because that's going to take up a lot of your time. A course is scalable, it's leverageable. We could have 100 users sign up for the course right now and it would not break us. Like it's
Right.
seamless because it's just we use Thinkific and they take care of all of that.
Right. And you did a speaking engagement recently into someone else's group, I believe, where you did that offer. And there was quite a lot of people that purchased it. It was a gift, but they
Yes.
signed
Yeah,
up for it.
exactly. Yeah, I did an online summit. And so
Hmm.
the host of the online summit really wanted us as speakers to provide something valuable to
Right.
the attendees, not just like a regular PDF opt-in that you would have on
Sure.
your website, but something of more value. So
Hmm.
we offered the LinkedIn for Speakers Masterclass. In this case, that was for free, the value. So we got a lot of signups, no surprise. And this is the backstage behind the scenes part. We'll see if
Hmm.
any of those actually become paying clients because we have heard anecdotally from other clients who have offered courses for free that the people who sign up for the free courses tend not to become paying clients because they're just kind of different buyers. They're different buyer personas. I don't mind having offered the course for free because again, it doesn't cost me any extra time or effort. However, I love experimenting and I love collecting data points. So we'll see if any of those people become paying clients. However, if you offer a course where it is at a discount, at least the person is paying something. So you're getting
Yes.
revenue there, you're getting a paying client, and then you have an opportunity to upsell them to something else because they're learning more about you.
And as a
So
matter
yeah.
of an offer at a speaking engagement too, if you're speaking somewhere for free, for example, you don't necessarily, it doesn't make sense to make an offer for, thousands of dollars in coaching, even if it's a percentage off, because they came to a free event. They're probably not going to sign up for your multi-$1,000 offer, right? So giving them a course makes a little bit more sense. So free speaking engagement, they sign up for a $250 course that has a percentage off. That's a little bit more aligned.
Exactly. And they get to know you. And this
Yes.
is so we get a lot of our clients who come from the Speaking Your Brand podcast because they listen, they get to know us, they get to know what we're about, our values, our approach, our personalities, and then they want to work with us. Well, the
Mhm.
same thing with offering a course where you're narrating, you're on
Mhm.
video, so that the people get to know you more before they're ready to sign up for something
Right.
that's more expensive.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a good part of your funnel. Like, you think about, like, your funnel,
Mhm.
and a funnel is not really like a straight arrow, like a straight thing
Right.
down anymore. Like, it's more like an ecosystem. Like, people find you here and
Yes.
here, and they listen here and they watch here, and then they feel more comfortable purchasing from you other things.
Mhm.
So the course for our business model is really like we talked about, these value adds that we use for our clients who enroll in our programs, for speaking engagements that we do. And then of course you can always come to our website and purchase our LinkedIn for Speakers Masterclass, our webinar course, and now the personal brand course. But I will tell you this, and this is like a little secret between just us watching this here. So we don't make that much revenue from the courses. No surprise. You know why? Because you hardly hear me talking about them.
Right.
People think online courses are this magical passive income, passive revenue stream. Well, number one, there's no such thing as passive
No.
revenue in a business. And the people that you see who sell courses and sell, and like that's their primary business model, that's their primary revenue. They are building large audiences and they do a
Mhm.
lot of advertising, mostly
Yes.
Facebook and Instagram advertising. So they spend a lot of money on ads to get people into their funnel to then buy their course, which is fine. If that's the business model
Right.
you want to go with, that's totally fine. But it's different than a service-based, coaching-based business model, which is what we have. So I'll promote our courses once in a while on the podcast. We'll do something like this today. We're going to get, if you're on our email list, you'll get emails this week with our launch discount for the personal brand course. If you want to buy
Mhm.
it at a discount, this is the week to do it. And so we'll promote it there. We'll do like a, Cyber Monday sale after Thanksgiving to promote the courses. And that's pretty much it, because we would rather promote our one-on-one, our VIP days, and our Thought Leader Academy, because that's so much of what we enjoy
Yes.
working with our clients and working with you is in these programs that we offer.
But I do love it for that purpose, is offering it as a value add to our clients who are in the Thought Leader Academy, for example, because a lot of times questions will come up in the Thought Leader Academy and they're so detailed and specific. And if you have a course that addresses that, like, how do I do XYZ on LinkedIn? Well, great question. Go through the course first, and then we can talk about it in the next coaching session we have with, this is what I say to my clients. So they go through the course, which really focuses their question, actually. So they not only do they get value from the course, but they're going to get more value from our coaching call, because now they can focus their question much more specifically and clearly on what it is they're actually trying to do. So I love connecting it to the work that we do in that way, rather than just doing a bunch of ads and promoting the courses.
Yes, exactly. And the other benefit is that we don't have to spend time on our precious coaching hour
Right.
doing things like showing them a link, how to do something on the LinkedIn
Yes.
profile, when really we want to spend that time having them tell us stuff so that we can be that sounding board, that reflection, and help them articulate more whatever it is that they're working on.
Yes. I can't tell you how many times the question has been something around LinkedIn or something like that. And the idea is they're going to come to the coaching call and talk about that. And I say, go through the LinkedIn for Speakers Masterclass first. Then once they do that, they email me and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I went through that, because I figured out this, and this. Okay, great. We just checked 4 things off our list of things we were going to talk about. Now we have time, like you said, for that more focused, deeper work, rather than just, where do I click for this?
Exactly. So let's talk about pricing now. And
Mhm.
your pricing will be determined by where courses fit in your business model. And there also will be determined on what is the course doing for the person? What is the transformation that the course is offering? And what is in the course? What are you offering within the course? So our courses are priced between $197 and $397. So the LinkedIn for Speakers Masterclass is $197. The webinar idea to course, webinar idea to launch course is $397. And then our Power Up Your Personal Brand course, the new one, is $197. And so here's how I determine the pricing for those is that if you have something that's under $100, for most people, it's a pretty easy yes to
Mhm.
just purchase it. Not saying that $100 isn't $100, but it's less than spending $500 or $1,000 on something.
Right.
So under $100 is an easy yes, but you also have to factor in the trade-off of if it's something is $47 or $97, it's like, well, how good is it? There's
Right.
that
Exactly.
the,
Perceived
the
value.
perceived value exactly.
Mhm.
So 197 feels like a good happy medium to me, where the perceived value is high, but it's still not a hard thing to decide. Once you get like the webinar course, that's $397. That definitely takes more thought. You're probably
Mhm.
going to read the sales page more, really think about, is this the right thing for me? Am I going to do webinars anytime soon? Am I going to, get the ROI from spending this? So that's when you get to like $397, $500 and up. People are going to be thinking a lot more about it.
Mhm.
So with the personal brand course that we have out right now, it's $197. And so during this week, launch week, it's $100 off. So it's $97. So under 100, easy yes, but yet perceived value is still
Right.
$197. And you also have the option with all of our courses, including this personal brand one, to add a strategy session
Yes.
with Diane to talk through the things that you're working on, because that really is so incredibly valuable. In addition to consuming the content, we
Mhm.
also want you then to put stuff back out into the world.
Yes, and I've had, for example, with the LinkedIn for Speakers Masterclass, have had some people do the master. They bought the masterclass and signed up for the option to book a strategy session. So they go through it, they do all their application of what they learned, and then they still have some questions, or they want me to look at it as sort of an expert set of eyes to give them feedback, very specific and detailed feedback. And that has been so valuable to them. So it's still, a little add-on, but they're getting my expert, feedback without necessarily having to book a whole coaching thing. And it's just focused on that one thing, LinkedIn in that example. But I love that opportunity for them to then go to the next level. And yes, it's true, they don't necessarily then become a coaching client, but they've been exposed to our brand, and then they can recommend us to other people too.
Yes, exactly. All right. So if you have questions, let us know in the chat here. We're getting ready to wrap up. So we'll take your questions before we go. And if you're watching the replay, you can also put your questions there in the LinkedIn comments and we'll come back and see them.
Yes.
So I'm also going to share the link to the personal brand course. If you want to purchase it, again, it's $100 off this week only. So you can get that discount. And I would say if you are interested in joining our Thought Leader Academy, enrollment will be opening again in September, and we're going to be starting in early October. And one of the benefits of joining the Thought Leader Academy is you do get access to the personal brand course, as well as our LinkedIn for Speakers course and the webinar course. So you get all three of those for free.
Yeah.
In the Thought Leader Academy. So if that is something that you're interested in, hold off on purchasing the personal brand course. You don't need to do that now. Instead, contact me or Diane so that we can chat about the Thought Leader Academy. And if that's something that you want to do, you can do early bird enrollment in August and you'll get instant access to all three of the courses. So you can start working on them now before we have our first call for the Thought Leader Academy. So that's definitely something that might be right up your alley. And so you can email me, Carol Cox at speakingyourbrand.com. You can also email Diane, Diane at speakingyourbrand.com. And to find out more about the Academy, you can go to speakingyourbrand.com/academy. The details are on there, as well as a email sign-up box to join our interest list so that we'll reach out to you once we have all of the details and the early bird sign-up form ready to go on that. And for the Power Up Your Personal Brand course, if that is something that you know that you do want to do, I'm going to go ahead and throw a link in the LinkedIn comments and the LinkedIn post so that you can go and get to that. If you go to speakingyourbrand.com/personal personal dash branding dash course. You can get it. I know that the link is not that great. Personal dash branding dash course. You can go there to get that, and you can sign up with the coupon code is launch. The word launch, LAUNCH. I spell that right?
Yes. Yes.
Launch.
It's not lunch, it's launch.
Yeah, it's launch to get the $100 off. So you can get $100 off the course only, or $100 off the course plus the strategy session. So if you purchase the strategy session with the course together, you save versus buying the strategy session later on. You get an extra discount. So that's a good deal.
Yes. And I would say, if you even have a question that you might want my feedback on your personal brand and how you're building it, go ahead and purchase it with the strategy session, because it is such an enormous value. And there's nothing like having an outside person to give you feedback and kind of for you to get out of your head and have someone else give you some thoughts and ideas, because you will have several discoveries. I can almost guarantee it during that strategy session.
Absolutely. And we do the same thing for ourselves, because we also are in our own heads.
Yes.
And we need people to talk to as well. All right. So if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for Diane for putting the work into this course.
Yes.
And we do have another course that will be coming out this fall, which we'll tell you
about
about later.
Yeah.
I know, we're working on it now. So we're excited about that, because we have so many trainings and slide decks that we've done over the past couple of years that we realized that we might as well centralize it all. And building a course is a great way also to kind of get your mind wrapped around all of the trainings and content that you've done and put it into an organized fashion for your clients, but also for yourself. It's really helpful.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you again for joining us. Until next time, thanks for watching.
Thanks.